Breaking news in Brooklyn, where a 15-year-old is stabbed to death. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. Police tonight say the teen had gotten into it with another man over a parking spot.
CBS 2's Allie Bauman live in Bed-Stuy now with the breaking details for us tonight. Allie.
Christine and Maurice, it is still an active crime scene here behind me. We're told a person of interest is being questioned at the 81st precinct right now, and this deadly altercation may have stemmed from an argument over a parking spot. The residential block of Decatur Street off Marcus Garvey Boulevard.
The most dangerous place in the world is just like that. I get in ya. The most dangerous place in the world is anywhere named after a black man. I get in ya. God, dog.
Christine and Maurice, it is still an active crime scene here behind me. We're told a person of interest is being questioned at the 81st precinct right now, and this deadly altercation may have stemmed from an argument over a parking spot. The residential block of Decatur Street off Marcus Garvey Boulevard in Bed-Stuy, a crime scene Thursday. Police say around 2:30 p.m., a 15-year-old boy named Tory Lovick was on the street when sources tell us he got into some sort of parking dispute with a 48-year-old man. The argument escalated, and investigators believe the 48-year-old man stabbed Lovick in the chest. The teenager was rushed to Kings County Hospital, where he died. The latest NYPD data shows felony assaults are up 8% citywide compared to this time last year, and murders are up 13%. Police say the victim's father arrived at the scene shortly after the altercation, but investigators are still trying to piece together the sequence of events. Again, a 48-year-old person of interest is being questioned at the police precinct right now, but at this hour, no charges have been filed. We're live in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.
Allie, thank you.
And it's a busy time for police as they are also searching for a man who stabbed a woman to death in the Loop yesterday afternoon. CBS 2's Meredith Barrick joins us live from Willis Tower, which, as Meredith reports, is not far from where that stabbing took place. Meredith.
Marissa, that woman was attacked about a half block from where I'm standing right now, near a power substation. This all happened yesterday around 4 p.m., very close to Willis Tower, as you mentioned. This is also in an area that overlooks the Eisenhower Expressway and is near a homeless encampment. Police believe her attacker was also homeless.
That's a big issue in these cities. If you live in a democratically run city, D.C., Baltimore, I mean, you name it, these homeless encampments are everywhere. And these people are homeless for a reason. They're not homeless because the white man or institution, the systematic institution or whatever the hell they used to be saying, they homeless because a lot of them are crazy as the day is long, or just wayward, transient, misfits, oddballs. People who enjoy living that life, their street life. Like, they don't want to, like, we got to stop this thing where every single person could be Bill Gates if it wasn't for the white supremacy and shit. Or if it wasn't for the ills of capitalist society, every single person would have been goddamn. Some people are just, they don't fit in. They can't conform. They can't make it within society. And that's okay. That's okay. But when they do things that, you know, run afoul of the law, societies have to find a way to deal with them. And mental health care ain't work. It ain't gonna work. You talking about somebody who done lived on the streets all their lives in the worst democratically run cities. Ain't no damn therapy gonna help them. It may help a little bit, but it ain't gonna. They gotta make it to the point. It's so much stuff. The therapy may help them some to work out the issues, but it's still not gonna stop them from stabbing somebody if they flick out or go into an episode or start, get a violent, surge through their body. They're still going to stab that person.
This all happened yesterday around 4 p.m., very close to Willis Tower, as you mentioned. This is also in an area that overlooks the Eisenhower Expressway and is near a homeless encampment. Police believe her attacker was also homeless. A man, Superintendent David Brown, says possibly came from behind the bushes before stabbing the woman in the back and then running away. The victim died at Northwestern Hospital. We are still working to learn her name, but do know she was 31 years old. Chicago police would not say if they believe she was also homeless, but they say a key factor is trying to find out why she was walking in this area.
The detective's been trying to figure out where this route goes. It's a pretty obscure route. It really leads into the freeway and the underpass. So it's not, just jumps out at you. What's direction? Where was she going? Where was she coming from?
Police say the suspect is believed to have ran into a nearby tunnel. They are now using pod camera footage and witness statements in order to track down and pinpoint who this suspect could be. Reporting live in the Loop, I'm Meredith Barrick, CBS 2 News.
Meredith, thank you for your reporting.
And just into the newsroom, the victim from yesterday's stabbing in the Loop has been identified as a Maryland graduate student. 31-year-old Anat Kimchi was stabbed in the back in broad daylight while walking in the 400 block of South Wacker Drive. The killer remains at large. Police believe that person may have tossed the murder weapon into the Chicago River.
Wow. What was she doing down in that area near that homeless encampment? Was she down there on some woke type stuff? I'm gonna give these people some food, or I'm gonna help these people out, or researching for a project? But that would have been something professional. If you listen here, the lady says that she was down there on a personal matter.
Kimchi was here on a personal matter. The University of Maryland has released a statement tonight expressing condolences and calling her, quote, a notably accomplished scholar and remarkable woman.
So she was a doctoral student working on a degree in criminal justice. Because I'm trying to figure out what the hell she was doing down there. This is a place where, you just wouldn't go. Not even saying, just out of fear. Just out of the fact that you ain't homeless. And, it's a homeless encampment. What was she doing down there? And it doesn't mean she deserved her fate. I just want to know why she was down there. She has the right to go down there. Maybe she was lost. I don't know. But whatever. I'm just trying to figure out why she was down there. The woman stabbed to death in the Loop over the weekend was a Maryland graduate student who had been working on her doctoral degree in criminology and criminal justice. Anat Kimchi, so she's Middle Eastern of some sort. 31, was walking on the 400 block of South Wacker Drive at about 4 p.m. So this is broad daylight. On Saturday, when a man stabbed her in the back, according to Chicago police, she was pronounced dead at Northwest Memorial Hospital. So the chairman at the Department of Criminology and Criminal Justice at the University of Maryland, said Anat was already a notably accomplished scholar, but more importantly, she was a remarkable woman who was beloved by friends and family. That's what this channel is about, people like Anat. You know, regular people. Hard-working people. People with, that aren't into the streets necessarily. Just the average Joes. And how many times do they lose their lives to random street crime? No one cares. People care about criminals. That's where we're at now. That's why I provided this space for like-minded people who want the little guy. The regular guys, the non-criminals are the little guy right now. We're the little guy.
Chicago police are still trying to track down the person who stabbed a Maryland graduate student to death. University of Maryland is identifying the victim as Anat Kimchi, a doctoral candidate in the Department of Criminology and Criminal Justice. Police Superintendent David Brown tells CBS Chicago they believe a homeless person hiding in the bushes jumped out and stabbed Kimchi to death. They believe he was caught on camera.
We are following the trail on the pod video camera that this suspect walked down after he committed this crime, likely disappearing into the underpassage here to my left.
So they have probably more evidence than they're giving the media for reasons that like you can't give all the, because there's an investigation going. They really want to catch the guy, so they don't want to give all the evidence. So I'm pretty sure when the police who are investigating the crime, not somebody on Twitter or Facebook with a theory, I believe what the police say, because this type of stuff happens all the time. How many of you guys subscribe to this channel used to hear stories like this? A college student working on a doctoral degree, walking down the street, and boom, someone jumps out of the bushes and stabs her. How many of you guys, before you became a subscriber to this channel, before you joined Ock Nation, which a lot of you guys need to do, you need to get that channel membership, but before you joined Ock Nation, would have been like, this has to be some grand conspiracy. She was a hit. She owed somebody money. It was a disgruntled boyfriend. It was the Illuminati. It was the powers that be. How many of you guys would have said something like that before you subscribed to this channel and started watching the videos? And now you know that this type of stuff happens all the time. This random, unprovoked attacks happen all the time. All the time. And many of the time it's white women or women, that aren't black. Just unprovoked attacks. They're just walking down the street and some homeless person or some transient vagabond drifter runs up and stabs him to death and then off into the night. Many times they'll just punch him in the face or hit him upside the head, but a percentage of those times they just off them. And you guys know that there's no conspiracy, there's no grand plan, there's no need to check out her ex-disgruntled boyfriends, there's no reason to look into her bank record, see if she owed anybody money or see if she was a gambler. No. She's walking down the street. Some guy probably saw her. One of these crazy guys is supposed to be in prison or in jail. That's not because of democratic policies. Who's begging to be in jail. Because we got to understand, when they catch this guy, we're going to learn that this guy was pleading with them. Put me in jail. He was committing crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. He was ignoring all of his release requirements for his release, meaning if he was on parole or probation, He didn't go see his PO. He didn't keep a job. He didn't not commit other crimes. He didn't associate with felons. So we're talking about somebody, when they find this guy, who probably was begging the system to give him 3 hots and a cot, rather than so he don't have to sleep on the street. Go to jail. We're going to find out that was the case, and that this woman's death could have been prevented. But we do know that this woman was super duper woke. She's a University of Maryland criminology. You cannot be getting a doctoral in criminology without being criminal justice reform. The reason all black people is in jail is because of slavery. All cops are racist. All of the old school prosecutors are racist. All the old school judges are racist. All the juries that weren't majority people of color were racist. The reason black people are in jail is because of some other reason than the fact that they hid in the bushes, and as this white woman walked past, he jumped out and stabbed her to death in the back. Which means that she was just walking, and the next minute she was dead. And that's a little seedy area down there, so I'm sure she probably had her, might have felt a little bit uneasy down there, but she was probably doing some research. Wanted to see what it's really like. People dehumanize these people at these homeless encampments. And I'm here to show you that they're really people too, man. They're people, just like me and you. We're the same. There's no difference. I'm white, so I have privilege. If they had the same privilege I had, they wouldn't have been homeless. I'm here to show that these people are people. I want to be amongst them. Like, who remembers Sigourney Weaver, Gorillas in the Mist? It was a movie came out when I was younger. Gorillas in the Mist. She went to live with some gorillas in Africa. And it was a movie about, she played a researcher that did that. And you've seen different National Geographic things where they go live amongst the gorillas and study their behaviors and whatnot. And not comparing homeless people to gorillas, but comparing what she's doing as a researcher, going amongst these people, to other researchers who research gorillas. Get it? So maybe she was doing that, but anytime the police chief can't understand like what you were doing down there, that's a red flag that this is a very dangerous place. And maybe she should have took an assistant with her. Not saying she deserved it. Because she probably did this, maybe she's done this 100 times. Maybe she's been, every city she goes to the homeless encampment to observe them, and nothing happens. And this time, she struck out.
At 6 o'clock, police making a deadly discovery in Fort Lauderdale.
And a woman was found fatally stabbed on the sidewalk along busy Sistrunk Boulevard. Local 10's Ian Margol joins us live with what we just learned about the victim. Ian.
Yeah, this happened right around 6 o'clock this morning. Take a look. There were actually family members here when we got here, and this memorial has been growing this afternoon. They are telling us they want the person who did this to be caught.
That memorial been growing. Listen, this stuff just be so sad, man, because if she would have got shot by a cop, she'd get a statue. She'd get her own day. Her family get the keys to the city.
members here when we got here, and this memorial has been growing this afternoon. They are telling us they want the person who did this to be caught.
I just want justice for her. Like, 'cause she didn't deserve what happened to her.
After a fatal stabbing early Saturday morning, family members of the victim are stunned. Patricia Ware says her sister, Tia Mack, was the woman who was stabbed multiple times on the 1100 block of Sistrunk Avenue just after 6 a.m.
Why would he do that to her? She had her back turned. You stabbed her in the back. He's a coward. He's a coward.
So you're seeing all these stabbings, and it's coast to coast, and there's so many more. I can't cover them all. But there's a lot of stabbings going on now. And my condolences to this family and all the families of the stab victims. I thought guns was the problem. I thought the problem was guns. I think we're starting to see what I told you guys just from my reporting on England, Great Britain, or whatever you want to call it. That it's not guns. It's people. People doing violent things. It's people.
He do that to her. She had her back turned. You stabbed her in the back. He's a coward. He's a coward.
Police found the 39-year-old lying on the ground in a pool of her own blood. And soon after, fire rescue crews arrived and pronounced her dead on the scene. For hours, homicide detectives searched the area, looking for any evidence of who may have killed Mac. Her body lying underneath a yellow tarp as they worked to catch the person responsible.
She had people who loved her, who cared about her, and I won't rest until justice is served.
So Fort Lauderdale police just a little while ago saying they are still looking for the person who did this. If you know anything at all that can help detectives, call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS. Live in Fort Lauderdale, I'm Ian Margol.